All right, guys. I have a question to ask y'all. So you guys know that I'm from South Africa, right? And you guys are from America, okay? And you know that in South Africa we follow more of a British system, and in America you guys do your own thing. So we have centimeters and kilometers and milliliters and Celsius, and you guys have Fahrenheit, yards, feet, whatever. Okay, miles. What did I say miles? Yeah. So I want to know: are incels an American invention? Is that something that you guys only have in America? Now, again, I don't want to sound, insensitive or flippant or whatever, but in Africa, we don't have incels. I mean, just look at our birth rates. And so, is that why you guys have such low birth rates? Because of inceldom? Is that why you guys have something called passport bros? Okay, because I've never heard of that. And I've been living in Africa my entire life. And if anything, the only thing I ever hear about is guys asking about how to get rid of women in their lives because, you know, there's a lot. So I'm not making fun of anybody. I know in the comments somebody said that I'm blaming the victims, and in this case the victims being the incels. But I was like, yeah, bruh, like, whoa, what? The victims is the people who are being like vain and picky. How is that possible? Like, make me understand. But at the same time, maybe it's the media in your country that's making you believe these things. But then again, the media can't make you believe anything. You believe what you want to believe. And we all know that you can just always turn off the TV. Okay, so um, it might sound like I'm joking or something, but I'm actually being really sincere. Why is it that America is the only country with incels? Now, I'm not saying that people in Europe and Australia, no, Australians definitely don't have it. Brazil, you think Brazil has incels? Get out of town. Have you seen Brazilians lately? I mean, Spain, I've never heard of an incel a problem in Spain. France, come on. In France, of all places. Do you think no, there's Italy, no. But why is it that these problems always seem to come from the same place? Why is it that all of these psychological issues, um, not that I'm blaming anyone, I'm just saying, is it that you guys have so much money and so much time that you guys don't have the real problems that we have in our countries? Like, we don't even have electricity and water and stuff like that. So we don't have time to make up stuff. And so you guys have, pretty much first world problems. And then you decide, uh, well, everybody has to feel bad about something, because maybe you guys feel guilt that you kind of are able to live so well because you kind of exploit countries like mine. And so maybe you're like, oh, well, I don't want to feel guilty, like white guilt, but maybe it's like Western guilt, because it's all of you, not just one skin color. Everybody there has some psychological kind of, I guess, hang up about stuff. Um, I mean, we've all seen the stuff with these dating coaches in all the communities, all the skin colors. And I'm like, why is everyone so rude? Why is everyone so mean? You're never ever gonna get laid being a douchebag or a bitch. Never. So why are all of these people acting like assholes and bitches online? And why are they all from one part of the world? And yeah, I mean, people in my country do it as a parody, like nobody takes them seriously. Anyone claiming to be an incel in Africa is literally like they need to go to church and get delivered, because that shit don't exist. So maybe you guys can tell me if you have maybe some kind of guilt complex because you outsource your work to countries like mine and pay us almost nothing, and then you guys get to live well, and then you make up stuff so that you can be a victim, so that you don't have to face the victimization that you're doing to everyone else. Yeah, that's pretty much my question. In the past, I've been very, I guess, soft in my approach, but after that dude called me a victim blamer, I was like, dude, you gotta take responsibility for yourself, because if you act like a victim, you're gonna be treated like a victim. And so you can't, you know what it is. The whole kind of idea that the entire world is out to get you, especially in dating, like, oh, women hate men, men hate women, or whatever it is. It generates this idea that the outside world is supposed to bend to your every will. And maybe it is because I'm from South Africa that I don't understand, because we don't have control over what happens to us on the outside world. Like, we don't control anything. The government just tells you this is what life is, and you have to find your own way to make it work and make it fun, and to um, be your own game master of life, because you're never going to get it from the government. So I feel like we maybe have more responsibility. But then when I see people in that part of the world, up north, shall we say, who are always like, oh no, I ate too much McDonald's, I'm a victim, I'm gonna sue McDonald's, I got a eating disorder from watching Instagram and TikTok, I'm gonna sue TikTok. In my country, you just turn that shit off, you know? And then they go, no, we need it. Everybody has it, so I need it. In my country, everybody doesn't have everything. We have people who don't have clean drinking water. Okay, so it's like you appreciate your choices and what's available to you, and you take responsibility for how you use it. And I wonder if maybe these companies and all of these, you know, places that are these, I guess, alright, so all of these movements that are being sued by people blaming them for stuff, or rather not even being sued, but being blamed, I wonder if they find it as ridiculous as I do or we do in Africa, or if they kind of agree, you know? Like, do you think McDonald's goes, yeah, we really have to change things because we are forcing people to get fat? Or do you think they're just like, oh, look at these idiots? They give us more problems than the people in Africa and India. Or maybe they don't give a fuck. I don't know. But my thing is the fact that you guys have that option, that you can literally go to a judge, to a courthouse, okay, and take up precious court time to go complain that a TikTok video made you feel bad. That's crazy. You can't even get a cop to come out to your own house if you have a murder in South Africa. Okay? The only people we can call is a security company. Like ADT is basically a cop in South Africa. Nobody calls the cops. You call ADT. And ADT goes and gets the perp and then delivers them to the cop. Like that's, and if you don't have ADT, then you're fucked. So where do you guys again get all of this stuff? Because honestly, I would love to live in a country where my biggest concern was McDonald's making me fat, or Instagram making me sad. If that was my biggest concern, I'd love it. Now watch. Someone is going to come in and say, oh, but you didn't think about intersections and how everybody has their own problems and you can't shame them for having problems. And I'm like, wow, you guys love problems. If you love problems so much, then get off this video, because we don't believe in problems here. We believe in choosing the life you want to live, choosing solutions, choosing yourself as being number one. And if you want to put yourself as a number two, then go to CNN or and whatever. I don't even know, because we don't have CNN in South Africa. We have 4 channels. We have SABC 1, SABC 2, SABC 3, ETV. That's it. We only have 4 channels in the entire country. Okay? So I don't know where you guys get this stuff from, but all of the stuff that we watch on these 4 channels are like 10 years old. Okay, we watch movies on SABC 1 that you guys probably never even heard of. Okay, so I don't know, maybe you guys need to watch those low budget movies instead of dumping them on our markets, because clearly Jean-Claude Van Damme and Michael Jai White is teaching us something that you guys don't know. Maybe they should be celebrities in your country, because they definitely give you a lot of grit. And then the funny, the worst, the saddest part, not the worst, is the amount of men, remember when on movie stars like TV or whatever TV shows, the men used to be men. Like, what happened to all the men? America, what have you done? Now you have these thin little twinks running around kidnapping people. What's that guy? The guy who kidnapped allegedly people on a farm, and Elijah, Ezra, Ezra something or other. I don't know. Okay, that dude. Like, seriously, you're gonna be kidnapped by that guy. I don't buy it. I don't believe. I don't believe. I don't believe. I don't believe. And who's this other guy? Timothy something. Timothy, I don't know, in a chalet. I don't know these people, where they come from. You telling me that guy is a big movie star? Like, what? That little twink that I can pretty much just fling like a spaghetti on the wall to check if he's ready. He's who you guys look up to. No offense to the dude. I mean, look, if they tell you we're gonna make you a star, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. But I'm like, wow, wow, wow. Who's this other one? Oh yes, the guy. Oh, everybody loves this one. What is it? I think the Spider-Man guy. Um, I literally, for the first time in my life, was watching Spider-Man Far From Home, and there's a scene where the guy's in his underwear, and I was like, get the fuck out of town. That's the guy. That's the guy. Get out of here. That's the guy. No way. But that's the guy. That skinny little twink. And I'm like, no wonder. No wonder you guys are so insane. Hey. I mean, look, Jean-Claude Van Damme was not huge. Okay, not by any stretch of the imagination. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Jean-Claude was not huge. And Steven Seagal is like my size basically. No way, he's bigger. But still, they had some kind of presence and a kind of weight to their roles and characters. It's just insane to me that you can have this I don't know, like these people who kind of seem malnourished um, as your superheroes. Very weird. And obviously the one I do know, Thor. Now that's an Australian. They come from heartier stock. So obviously he looks normal. If he was a South African, he would be like that. Like, proper stock. The Boer and the Zulu stock. You guys must know that's the real stock of man. This, where I live in South Africa, is the cradle of civilization. So obviously we pretty much made all of y'all. So um it's just too oh, You know, I was watching these I don't know the guy's name. I think it's something on YouTube, but it's this video essay guy things, and they go back in time and look at how movies and everything change over time, and he was talking about the men in the 50s, and you know what, I'm lying, so you know, I'm gonna take it back. The Whoa, 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 wait. What I want to say is there there were skinny guys back in the day who were famous. Obviously, I'm not uh, being 100% there. You had James Dean. That's the guy. Now, James Dean looks a lot like James Franco. Now, how the fuck did you guys confuse James Dean, James Franco, masculinity, which is a type, right? I'm not saying if you look like that that you're weak spaghetti. No, 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 no. That is a form of a guy, okay? Let me just set the record straight there. But my thing is, how do you go from James Franco to a malnourished Ezra Miller? How I have no idea how that happened. Um, and another thing, James Franco would never be the good guy. That's what I'm trying to say. In a movie, you would never cast a James Franco as the hero. Because even in Shakespeare, he says, you have a lean and hungry look, so skinny people are untrustworthy. And they are evil characters in society for since the beginning of time, okay? Even Jesus was jacked, okay? He had that V and like an 8 pack because he was fasting. And everybody knows Judas was like this scrawny guy who looked like Ezra. So my question is, why why did you guys swap out the heroic guy with the skinny guy who's evil? Does that make sense? Because I'm not saying that skinny guys aren't masculine. I'm just saying, um, as a role model for a general population, it was a bad idea. Um, when you're making movies like that, I think you need to have a broad appeal. So you know, maybe that's why you emboldened all of these um, bad people to become, because this is what happens, right? Whenever you make a movie about something or you do publicity around a certain person, everyone who looks like that person gets perceived as hot in society. So in the 80s, bodybuilders were perceived as hot because Arnold Schwarzenegger was a bodybuilder. But in the 70s, bodybuilders were perceived as stupid. So nobody fucked with bodybuilders. It was like afros and hippies that were hot, and they were just like any body shape. Then in like now, it's nerds, right? Because computers control the world. I'm on the computer right now, so nerds are hot because they give the money to the studios to make the pictures. So nerds are the hotties, and it makes sense that they would cast typically nerdy body types to be heroes. But the problem is, nerds also have psychological problems because they get bullied a lot, unfortunately, in the society we live in. And so when you make nerds hot, you also make their problems hot. And then you have these weird situations. Look, I'm going to say it because I know that everybody is thinking it. I was watching this case thing about a video thing. This lady was going through court cases. I can't remember her name. Emilia, I don't know. Emily D. Baker or something. I don't know. A cute lawyer woman, and she says something about the Gabby Petito case. And look, I'm gonna say it, and we were all thinking it. Gabby Petito was way out of that Landry guy's league, like way out. He is this evil nerdish character I'm talking about. Like, he can't even protect her. I don't wanna. It's like, what happens? What went wrong for a girl like Gabby to go out with that kind of guy who looks like a weirdo? You know what I'm saying? And I'm allowed to say that because, yeah, it turned out to be true. In the 90s, that guy would have been the killer in a horror movie, okay? So why is it that women are dating guys that we used to look at and say, oh yeah, that's the killer? But now it's like, oh, he's hot. I know why. Because of the movies. And I'm not blaming the movies. I'm just saying, when you make a certain thing popular, then everybody who looks like that also gets popular. Look at the Korean thing, the face. So, the whole Korean thing started around, I don't know, maybe 2015. But OGs like me, I'll admit, I listened to K-pop in 2010. And then when everybody started, I stopped. Because, you know, that when everybody does something, it's about to get lame, super, super lame. And so, anyway, like Shinny is my number one. TVXQ, that's the best. No one can come close to Shinny and TVXQ. And that's a fact. I don't care what you say, that's it. Okay, anyway. So you have these K-pop bands that are getting popular more and more, and then all of a sudden you see this rise in people who look like that, getting seen as hot. And that's great because it's visibility, blah, 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 diversity, right? Everyone's equal, whatever. But I'm just saying that to demonstrate how the media influences what people like. And sometimes, you know, bad things happen, like incels. Incels. Incels would not exist if we didn't have um, heroes who were scrawny and, you know, crazy. That sounds harsh. I know, but you guys know what I'm saying. Um, Again, not that incels are skinny, because some are obviously fat. And, but then again, Steven Seagal. Why isn't he an incel? Do you know that every single Steven Seagal movie is shown in South Africa to this day? All of them. But you guys don't know about them. You guys know the skinny twinks. And then you wonder why. Hello? Hello, I'm calling you on the rotary phone. Hello? You guys are just really fascinating. And look, uh, a real dude will just answer my question and realize, like, I'm South African. I've never left the country. Hell, I've never left my small town, okay? And we have nothing here. Absolutely nothing. Like, one cinema, one club. Everybody here just goes surfing. It's a holiday town. There's nothing going on. So if you guys think that or are offended or anything by what I'm saying, you're just being a whiny bitch. Because I'm asking a fun question and I want to get some answers because it's just so bizarre to me. And maybe, not maybe, obviously, there's a lot of stuff that I don't know. There are things that I don't understand that are contributing to the way that you guys are. So instead of calling me out and accusing me of stuff, just tell me, why are you guys like this? And and then I want to know, this is what I want to know, do you like being like this? And then number three, why do you think the outside world has to give a shit about how you feel about it? Why do you think the outside environment has to care about you inside? Who told you that? Because I want to go there. I want to go to a place where people care about me too. I don't want to go, I don't like where I am, where you can literally call the cops and no one's going to come. Because nobody cares. Like, well, you should have protected yourself. Like, there are so many bad stories of women going to, even men going out and getting like mugged or whatever, and then they go to the cops and going to the psychology resource in the police station, and it's just like, so who cares? Why just get a new phone? Just, you'll be fine. They love saying in our country, you'll be strong. If something bad happens to you, you almost get killed, The cops are like, don't worry, you'll be strong. Go home. So I want to know, is that why we don't have incels in our country and we don't have people, in schools? We don't have um, people trying to recreate murder by numbers. We don't have people trying to do Scream. Um, is that why? Because we just don't have the time to care about that kind of thing. Or do you think that you guys are just more advanced than us and we don't get it because we don't have rights? So we are dumb and you guys are smart and you're trying to help us by giving us psychology tips. I don't know. I'm just asking. I want to learn. I started doing this so that we could have this exchange of ideas and exchange of information and culture. I wanted to do a cultural exchange because in my school we never even had exchange program, exchange student program. The first time I saw anything that I knew about exchange program was in this movie. Who's in that movie? The Captain America was in this movie, and he had cream on his nipples and on his dick. That's all I remember. That movie had exchange program, and that's the first time that I ever knew something like that was real. And I had this chick exchange student who was naked all the time. Um, yo, you guys have so much stuff, eh? We don't have. Yo, America, you guys have so much stuff. Um, and then you're still complaining. Yo, oh, if I was in America, I would be on cloud nine. I would be fucking living the American dream. Okay. Um, yo, I don't know, you guys are just built different, I guess. And I want to have a cultural exchange here on this platform so that I also can understand and maybe you can understand and we can hopefully just come to a nice understanding, uh, even if it's not a common ground. At least we will have the decency, the manners, the humanity to listen and understand each other without getting triggered and then turning ourselves into a victim. Because for me, that's all being triggered is. It's an excuse to become a victim. And I mean being triggered. Actually, take that how you want. This is my culture and my cultural expression. And, this platform is running in South Africa also. There's a South African YouTube. So they have to adopt our culture as well. Even though it's an American company, you work here, you follow our culture. This is Africa. And so I want to know, in a decent, healthy discussion and tone, what you guys think is the reason why there are no incels in Africa and or anywhere else in the world. And then also tell me about the other stuff I said. Um, what happened to who should it be? Ray Donovan. Why the hell isn't Ray Donovan your guys' superhero or biggest movie star? That's a man. Ray Donovan is a real dude. Why is he not in every movie? Okay, that's what I want to know. Yeah, so Answer me that, riddle me that. And I guess if I had to leave you guys with just a message of um, that'll sum up the South African ex- experience, I guess it would be working hard for very little money just to have fun on the weekend. That's pretty much the South African experience because everything else is shit. And that's a good thing, I think, because it makes you enjoy the little things. Even just going out to the beach, sitting, watching the surf, just being in the sun. It's free. Oh yeah, and my last question. Okay, the sun is free right now, so I want to know why you and Bill Gates want to spray the sun. 'Cause it's like it's the last thing we have. So why do you guys also want to take over stuff? That's another question I have. While playing the victim. Yeah, answer me that. Because all I want to do is just soak up the sun while it's still free before it goes out on me.